choosing me to guide you on your trip to Kauai. First things first, you're going to land on day 0 before all the fun begins. You'll probably be landing in the afternoon at Lihue Airport. Now, I'd like to tell you to rent a motorcycle or a moped here, but I've looked at the companies and I don't really like any of them. I couldn't recommend them in good conscience to you. I've been to Kauai many times, but I've always rented a car, not a motorcycle or moped. I'm assuming that you're coming with at least a party of 2 and you're going to split that rental car, so you get about $50 a person. If you absolutely must get a motorcycle, what looks like the best option is a rider share. Looks like actually a pretty good option. I just don't have any experience and can't point to any good reviews or anything, but there's some good choices there. I liked a Yamaha street bike from a guy named Mark in Kauai. You probably have to take an Uber over to his place. That's if you have a motorcycle rental and you must get a motorcycle. If you're by yourself, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. If you're by yourself and you must get a moped, you can get one for $407 for 6 days. That's about $68 a day from Kauai Mopeds. They looked okay. I really combed tightly through those reviews. It looks like most people have good experiences with them, but the few people that didn't, whenever there was something random that occurred, they really took advantage and, made it uncomfortable for people. And you don't want to be uncomfortable and without transport in a place where it rains pretty often. So if I'd say you're by yourself and you came to Kauai, I'd say, and you didn't have a motorcycle license, I'd say spring for the car. I'd say spring for the car. It's not worth it in this case. $68 a day. It's a little bit spotty. I'd say just get a car, because you're probably going to be, if there's not a lot of places to ride fast. You're probably going to be standing on the road with both feet down. So you might as well be in a comfortable car with a big fat Spotify playlist and some marijuana puns that I can't come up with right now. It's better to be in a car. Long story short, so I didn't put any motorcycle rental spots on the map because I can't verify any of them are going to be a great experience for you. However, I do have an Excel document for contact info for the best couple of ones there, and the best ones that I can recommend. Really, the only one that does have a place on the map is Kauai Motorsports, and people gave absolutely terrible reviews there. Absolutely terrible reviews. It is the only absolute business that'll rent you a motorcycle, but I really beg you not to go there. I beg you not to go there. Alright, that's enough of that. We're back to day 0. Number 1, Hertz rental car. It's right at the airport. You take a tiny shuttle, or you can just walk pretty much. I'd take the shuttle. You walk out of the airport, and you're at the baggage claim. That's on your right, and then you turn, you pivot left 90 degrees, and you walk down the road, a little bit to your right, and you'll get that rental car. You'll get that shuttle. It'll take you to the rental car of your choice. I tried to pick a really splendid rental car company, and they all pissed off 1% of their customers. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I've rented a car there many times. I've gone and just taken a bus around. That's okay, but it's slow. So I'd rent a car. After that, you're going to go to Walmart, if only for gas for your stove. If you decided to take your gas on the plane, that's illegal. I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm not saying I might continue to do that every time. But if you wanted to do the legal thing and not bring gas on a plane, then you would go to Walmart. I wouldn't get the food at Walmart. I would get the food at Costco. And don't lose your head if you go to Costco. You're going to need food for the next 2 days. You're going to be up in the mountains. There'll be bathrooms and things like that, but there's only like one restaurant up there, and they're only open from like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you want to get food for the next 2 days. However, if it's earlier in the day, maybe you landed at 2, I'm going to recommend you a different place where you can get fresh fruit later from a fruit stand. Like, they grow it and it's great. So you can get extra food there. I'm also going to recommend to you a poke place in just a second here on day 0. So keep that in mind before you buy a whole bunch of stuff at Costco. You're gonna have fresh fruit and poke coming up. Next, like I said, is the Big Save in Kauai town. And if you got there late in the day, you might skip this unless you actually you'll probably want to get poke from there for like a meal coming from the airport to where you're settling down for the evening. So you can get some poke here at the Big Save in Kauai. That's the general area, and then you're going to go a little bit farther south to the beach, and there's that fresh fruit stand that I have on the map. Really spectacular stuff there. I love it, but you know, that's my opinion. After that is Poipu Beach. If you have the time, this is spectacular. If you landed at maybe like 2 in the afternoon, this is a great place to hang out, have that poke or whatever you got from Costco, or God forbid Walmart. But ideally, and hopefully, the fruit stand. And after that, you're going to go up into the mountains to Kauai State Campground. That's a really beautiful drive. I bet you never knew it existed there. And you're going to settle down there. I listed all the campsites. There's a tab with all the campgrounds on the My Map. This is the easiest one. You can drive up. There's some private people you can rent a Jeep from, and you can take some 4-wheel drive roads to a 4-wheel drive entry campsite, or you can just walk to those campsites. Some of them are pretty spectacular, but this is the easiest option, especially if you just have a rental car and you don't want to walk around with your luggage. So I flagged that Kauai State Park Campground. That's where you'll be sleeping for the night. And then we're proceeding to day 1, the big day. So you're going to the Pahia Vista Trailhead. People are going to say, we're going to the Kalalau Lookout, or Kalalau, or Kalalau, or Kalalau, or whatever. If you go to the Pu'u'okila Lookout, which is a little bit up the road from there, it's almost an even better lookout. And you're going to go to the Pahia Vista Trailhead. You're going to go from that Pu'u'okila Lookout along the spectacular ridge line to the Pahia Vista Junction and back. If you want extra points, you're feeling like you just didn't hike enough, you're going to be hiking more after lunch. But if you feel like you didn't hike enough, you can take a right at that Pahia Vista Junction and go to the Alakai Swamp Trail Junction. After that, it's okay. It's pretty interesting. Or if not, you can just come back. And then you can go to the New Alolo Trailhead. If you really want, you can stop and get lunch at the lodge. If you really want to pay for lunch, you want to sit down and have that experience, or you can get a cold drink at the lodge real quick, or a t-shirt or whatever, and go to the New Alolo Trailhead. That's a pretty spectacular trail, and there is a lunch spot at the very end. It's indescribably spectacular once you get there. Dare I say profound? Yeah, that's not the word. That's a really spectacular lookout. And that'll probably tire you out coming back. It's a little bit easy going there because it's downhill, but it's a little bit tougher coming back, but it's really worth it. And you're coming back to that Kauai State Park Campground. It doesn't seem like the day's jam-packed, but you know, the views are jam-packed, and you're going to be tired coming up that hill, and there's really not a lot to do at night. So you know, bring your cards and fire starters and your stories. Day 2, the Canyon Trail to Waipo'o Falls Trailhead. So yesterday was kind of focused on the forestry area on the bigger ridgeline. Today is going to be more focused on inside the canyon that's right next to the forest. Absolutely outrageous. Canyon Trail to Waipo'o Falls Trailhead. It's hard to even put it into words. It's really beautiful looking into this canyon and seeing the far spots of it. It's like a giant clawed their way through this canyon. Just spectacular. This first trailhead isn't really going that far in to the canyon. But you do pass a waterfall. And then again, you can get lunch or a cold drink at the Kauai Lodge. Next is the Waimea Canyon River Trail. And there's a campsite and shelter once you get in there. Do bring bug spray. If you don't have bug spray, wear some long synthetic whatever, and maybe tie a shirt over your face. That's a little bit extreme, but the bugs are annoying down there. But it's cool to hike down into the canyon, into the Grand Canyon on an island. Very, very cool. And then the Waimea Canyon Lookout after that. It's kind of a platform, that peninsula platform juts out in a little bit, juts out a little bit into the canyon. For that afternoon light, it's really cool the way the afternoon light hits the canyon. It just is curiously amazing. And after that, you're going to be done in that area, the Kauai State Park area. You're going to be going down to Hanapepe. Okay. There's a big save there where you'll probably be too late to get poke, but you might want to get supplies for breakfast tomorrow. If you're, well, breakfast tomorrow regardless. Lunch if you want. Tomorrow, dinner, whatever. You'll have a lot of opportunities to get supplies for dinner. And then you're going to Salt Pond Beach Park. Very serene there. Even if it's nighttime, you can maybe take a swim there if you feel like it. Alright, day 3. Now, plan B is, plan B for a boat is you take a boat to the Kalalau to see the Nepali coast and the Kalalau beach. Really beautiful. You go snorkeling there. And you'll need to get to the Kiki Aloha Small Boat Harbor, which is a little bit west on the coastline from Salt Pond Beach Park. From there, you'll probably need to get there at 8. And plan A for not boat is you'll go east to Poipu, kind of close to where you were on day 0. And you'll do the Cliffs Trail there, Poipu Cliffs, and Mahaulepu Heritage Trail. That just kind of goes along the curious beaches there. And you go to get to a cave there that they do have closed, unfortunately, but it goes around the cave. The Makauwahi Cave Reserve. And Shipwreck Beach. There's a couple opportunities to jump off rocks. You can even really go further along the beach there if you're interested. And after that, you're going to back to Poipu Beach. Kind of the same thing as day 0, but you're going to have a long time to explore it. Right here in the main part. Sorry, you're not here with me. In the main part of Poipu Beach is great snorkeling there. It's a little bit shallow sometimes, but great snorkeling. Just to the west of there is great rolling waves, easy surf, but enough to surf. And it's cool just to play in the waves because it's like kind of a sandy bottom beach. There's also Brennick's Beach Broiler if you have to go out to eat. That's it's an okay spot. Puka Dog is there. That's kind of a tourist trap kind of thing. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't think there's really a lot of value in what they're doing there. There's a place to rent a surfboard or get a cool hat or whatever. The people there are pretty cool. If you want to rent a surfboard and take that out, Nukamoy Surf Co. And around here, as I said, on day 0 is that Kaloa fruit stand. That's what I'd do. I'd go to Kaloa fruit stand. And also there's a big save where you can get some poke if it's early in the day. Poke is spectacular. And Kaloa fruit stand, again, you get fresh fruit and poke. It sounds pretty good. Or you can get fruits, or if you have food supplies from earlier. And by the way, if you took the boat, you're also going to be coming back to Poipu for lunch. So, and at this point, when you're coming back to Poipu, that's where both Plan A and Plan B come together. And after that, the Kuilau Ridge Trail, that's pretty cool. You go into the inner parts of the east side of the island that you haven't quite seen yet. It's a very mysterious area. You go past Kauai's Hindu monastery and the sacred Rudraksha forest. There's this part of the island is kind of odd, kind of mystic, kind of spiritual. You get a feel for it when you're there. Now you probably won't have time for it, but if you're a super hiker and you're saying, you know, I want to just do more, there's the Sleeping Giant trailhead. This is a steeper hike, and the Sleeping Giant is a big stone head. If you go out onto the thing's nose and you fall off, don't blame me. It is kind of dangerous, so you know, you don't have to go out on the thing's nose because you might fall off, but you probably won't have time to do this anyway. After that is Heefat, Heefat shave ice. I think it's called Heefat General Store, but the shave ice is pretty good. They home make all the shave ice flavors versus colored corn syrup, which is no good. This is all the flavors are homemade, and they don't use all kinds of weird crap. After that is before that is a Big Save Market in case you need supplies. Again, I kind of like Big Save. It's kind of like local, which means, you know, some of the produce is from there versus other chains where they're just going to go ahead and import all the stuff. After that, you're driving up along the coast to Anini Beach Campground. At this point, you're on the north side, and this is where your campsite's going to be. You're going to go out into the water, but if you're going to go around the grass or really do anything there, you want to wear some long pants. There's some I mean, it's fine, but they're just annoying. Little bugs jumping at your feet. All right.